Hello, and welcome to another day of TA the Degen way. I just wanted to hop on and do a quick update on some of these altcoins we've been trading in our Discord group. There's a link in the description. Discord group is free, where myself and a few others are discussing the trades that we're currently in, what we're looking at, why we're looking at it, just technical analysis in general, and some of the trade setups that we have taken over the last few days. I've got about 7 or 8 of them that are open, which is more than my usual, and it's because we were looking for a massive breakout, and a lot of these are up massively. So first, I just want to take a look at XEN. I am probably one of the only people that's actually leverage trading this, but I am looking for this move to the 5 zeros and a 1, and our first stop we were looking at was 6 zeros and a 7 for a 35% move to the upside, which we have hit. And then now we're looking for a pullback and a continuation for a higher high. Well, why? Because down here, since we've put this bottom in, it has been nothing but higher highs and higher lows. So here we have we broke some of our structures from back here. There was our last high. We broke that. Then we put in a higher low. We broke this, put in a higher high. Then we came back down and put in a higher low. So we should be looking for a higher high. We are in an uptrend. Slow and maddeningly grueling? Yes, and that is because, there is a gigantic portion of the supply of this token that has been minted for, pretty darn cheap. I paid $3 for a lot of these, and then have claims maybe as high as $10. So anywhere from $6 to $15, and ones that were extended out this far for healthy amounts. But that's a lot of, we're just going to call them free tokens to wash out of the market. And I think a lot of that is probably, the price is so low, people are probably thinking, what's the worst thing that could happen besides it goes up? And so I decided to take some leverage trades on this, and I am looking for this 1 cent mark, and I'm looking for a higher high. And let's take a look at this swing in the market. We're going to consider this one range here, and I want to expand it and see how far did it actually expand. So we're going to take our fib tool. We want the numbers going up. I'm just going to double click and reverse that. And I want to add the 1.5 and the 1.618. So that will be the distance of this swing. I'm on a log scale, so how many percentage it went down in this swing. And I want to expand that to the upside, and that is coming out at about that 1.5, 1.618 area, which is what I'd like to see. I would like to see this range grow by about 50%. And as we came down here, we were looking at, I did not expect it to come all the way back down here. We took it here and didn't quite make it up to our one target there. And we got this serious, nasty pullback and long sideways. This is a pretty well accepted value. And now we've put in a higher high. And if we take our fib tool, let's go from this swing low, our new higher low, and here's our new higher high, or our last higher high, and this 6 zeros and a 7 comes out right in the middle of the golden pocket. That's why it's there. I believe it lines up with a support resistance level over here. It sure does. Support, 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 support 3 times, resistance. So I consider it to be a pretty healthy level. Here it was resistance. few times, and expect it to come up here, pull back some, and we'll talk about how far should we be looking for this to pull back, if at all. You know, I mean, I've closed 50% of my position here just by design, and expecting a pullback and a continuation. Well, why did we take this trade from here? Well, we pulled the volume profile on this here, and price, you know, kept coming back to that POC, which is well, this blue line is the value area high too. This was the value area low. That's what it is. And then the red was the point of control. Value area high, value area low, POC. And price kept coming back down to it, and you know, oscillators started to look pretty bullish. Got this big, deep wave, and price did not put in a lower low. That's hidden bullish divergence. If you go on the hourly here, you can see that the money flow was rising very, very consistently. You know, then we did get this dig into it before we got our pump, but typically that's what happens when everybody's wrecked. Then price moves. So I'm looking for this 1 cent mark on Zen, partially because it is a 1.5 expansion of this range, and then now if we take our current range, look at where our 1.5 expansion of this range comes out. You know, or else we could go from this swing low to swing high. You know, I mean, price could very well just boogie right past that 5 zeros and a 1. But let's pop out, look at the daily real quick on Zen. We've got a couple other things we can look at here. So look at that nice big daily candle. But look at this right here. Look at this money flow. Just ripping to the upside. Look at the wave trend. To here we had hidden bullish divergence. This wave is just as deep as this one is. Price put in a higher low. And then now we got this nice God candle. And hopefully we get a nice string of these. And as such, I'm going to be holding that position up here because that 1 cent is our next major resistance level. The first time we put a bottom in before it ripped, I mean, massively, you know. In spite of all the coins, now we're down even more. I mean, granted, the supply has increased. You know, that was 1,300%, 1,400%. You know, I mean, we could see something like that, which is why I'm looking for this 96%, 100% move to the upside. We already broke this high right here. We already broke this high right here. The next high is this high. It'd be nice to break that and, you know, come down and claim this original bottom level as support. And we took this trade in our Discord too. That's one of the prettiest charts that I have from quite some time ago, is looking for this massive move to the upside to this high. And lo and behold, 2 days before this broke out, we caught that and took that nice trade, 1,300%. So, I mean, that's what I'm looking at on Zen. And if we look at, I mean, if you think about high targets, I mean, here's our swing high, here's our swing low. We grab our fib retrace, and we want the numbers going up, so we'll have to reverse that. Because that's what we want to know, is how much of this trend has retraced. Is it 10%, 20%, 50%? I mean, 50% retrace, way up there. 5 zeros and a 5. That's massive time there. Long ways. So that is it for Zen. I'm still going to hold it. Well, let's talk about a pullback because I did close 50%, and I might consider adding some of that back in there. You can see our hourly is extremely overbought. Find the price. Well, there we go. So We're at our value area high. We broke out from down here. Let's grab this bottom. Let's assume that the high is in because we have pulled back a decent amount, but really only to our last support resistance flip. You can see this was resistance, flipped it into support. I don't know that we actually will flip it into support. So how much of this trend right here is what we're looking at. Swing low, swing high. How much do we want this to pull back? Well, it'd be nice if it pulled back 50 to 61.8%. Right into that golden pocket, which is also going to align with resistance, 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 super reactive level there. You know, I mean, this would be a sufficient pullback. If we can get a nice pullback into this 6 zeros in a 6 to 6 zeros in a 5 area there, I mean, I will probably take that 50% that I closed and add that back in there and be looking to close that 50% again off of, we'll say, like a measured move, something like this. Let's say price then pulls back now down into this golden pocket. I would be looking for something like this. With that target being around 6 zeros and an 8. And then hopefully pull back and test this 7 as support. That'd be nice. And let's, so that if we did get a measure, you know, an A, B, C move like that. Let's see if we can find any more confluence for something like that. Maybe it just keeps ripping too. Maybe pull back enough already. Let's take our entire trend there. Let's go from the swing low to the swing high. Just flip it over so the numbers are going up. And that measured move would match with our 786 retrace. Imagine that. So that will be my next target. If we can get that kind of a pullback, which I think we very well may, I will be looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros and an 8. I'll be looking at close 50%. My stop loss is at entry with half the position open, targeting 1 cent. If we can get a nice deep cut, nice deep pullback into this golden pocket, I will be adding that 50% back in and looking to carry it up to this 6 zeros and an 8. Close that 50%. Consider adding it back in here if we get a reaction. That's if we even get this ABC. We'll just have to see. That is exactly what I'll be looking for. And if we get a bounce here off and I end up adding it back in here, I will be looking to hold all of that to this 5 zeros and a 1. And that's all I got for Zen. We'll hop over. We were also looking at OP is one that we're up massively on. We were buyers down here, and here we are again. So the new trade was taken right here, and the target looking for is a full ABC. Let's pop on out to the daily. There it is. So here is kind of what I'm looking for on this. Nice ABC measured move coming right into the macro golden pocket. Here's swing high, here's swing low. So we're looking at how much of this trend has retraced to the upside, and 61.8%, the golden ratio, is coming out right at a perfect A, B, C measured move. And so right now we're looking at this. We were looking for this high or low for a potential breakout, which we have gotten thus far. And locally, I am looking for this measured move. I mean, measured moves don't always happen, but this would be, you know, would give us a higher high, where I'm looking to close a decent portion, and then I would be expecting a pullback of some kind. So just looking at that, we've got about $2, $1.96. But ultimately targeting this $2 to $2.35 area in this macro golden pocket, and matches up nice with that measured move. And then here, you know, we got a nice bull flag that we could even consider this. Here's your flagpole, here's your flag pattern, here's your breakout of the flag. You know, what kind of target that actually has. Much higher, but I don't know if you can consider this whole trend the flagpole. You know, probably more from this wick, which would match up with that area pretty well. But I mean, these patterns don't, you know, I mean, yeah, it matches it perfectly. But I mean, patterns don't always play out. This gives you a general idea. It gives you an edge, you know, so you're not just blindly guessing, flipping a coin. There's just tactics that people have used, watching the price action, engaging the price action for a long time, that just tend to work. And let's look at our oscillator. I mean, look at this. Look at the curvature on this and all these trigger waves. I mean, it looks perfect. We take our brush tool and take a look at this right there. You know, this nice trigger wave got us in our current trade on the daily. Looking for that nice massive move to the upside, money flow coming up. You know, the VWAP was coming up. And, you know, I mean, this is building itself out to the upside, but I mean, I would expect this wave to be a big wave, you know, higher high. Hopefully the wave even goes a little higher so we don't have any divergence, or just pop us right up into our distribution window up here, you know, right up into that golden pocket. That'd be nice. But technically we are still trapped under the level of this A here. Can't forget that also, you know, so if we take a look at that, we really need to break that resistance level there. Is that about that 108 or 183 level? We've pretty much been bouncing off of. Yeah, we need to break that and flip that into support. This flag pattern's broke out, so I mean, it looks healthy, it looks nice and strong. We've also been trading CFX, another one that is up pretty massively. We were stuck in this consolidation window for about a month, and now we've got this nice, big, strong breakout. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, here was resistance. Should probably come back down and test some of this as support. You know, maybe we even come all the way down to 17.50 or so, 18 cents. We're all the way up at 21 already. Where, I mean, target window 29 to 33.5 cents. But really, looking for a much higher target than that. But even locally, this local target coming out at about 25 cents is my personal local target before I really want to close anything, which would be again just a simple measured move. I mean, measured moves don't just play out like this in real time, but they give you a general area of, you know, what is reasonable. You know, that's, you know, that size move is a pretty regular move. You know, it's not exact, but I mean, you can look for something similar. And this is how far it moved the first time. But if you shop around, you'll find all kinds of measured moves. But puts you in the right general ballpark of where you should be looking. But we do have a higher high here. You know, if we consider this level, we would want to stay above this high, coming in right at about 19 cents. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a pullback to this 17 to 19 cent area. But again, looking at the daily, you know, we should expect a big tear here. It's got a nice curvature to it. This money flow just getting ready to roar up into the upside. Hopefully get a nice big push at least into this golden pocket. It would be nice. And if we had more price action, which MEXC, I think it's the chart I'm looking at, doesn't have all that price history, but I'm actually looking for like $1 or something much higher. Let's see what else we were looking at. Injective is another one that we're up massively on. So you know, I mean, now we're starting to put in that higher low. Could be looking for a move to the downside sometime soon. Let's put in this higher high up here. This nice big fair value gap down. Oh, let's get rid of the magnet tool. Nice big fair value gap down there. You can see these highs. Big gap there. There's no real price consolidation going on. Probably lower it a little bit. Something like that, you know. And then if we take this low, we can consider something like an S curve. So here's this swing. All that up there. Brings you down to about the middle of that fair value gap. We can consider a retrace. Again, puts us right in the middle of that fair value gap. So, I mean, injective, probably need to close a little bit here and look for something down in there possibly. Or if we come down in there, just add to it, because I do expect this also to continue on to higher prices. If you look at the macro on injective, it's not hard to spot that, which is a bullish price structure, just simple reverse head and shoulders. And if you take that into consideration, you would be looking at a target much higher. Uh, 17,000% higher. You know, I mean, that's saying, what do we got here? $208. It, you know, that happened. Yeah, I mean, stuff 1000x. You know, Hex did a 10,000x and is worthless. So, you know, I mean, it's certainly possible. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but, you know, I mean, that would be the general price action structure. But, you know, if you consider the measured move, probably bring it not quite that high. Typically, a lot of times you'll see a 1.618 expansion. That's always reasonable. Flip it over. Coming out at about $40. You know, I mean, that's more than reasonable. 1x, 1.5x from the current price, anyways. Many x's from down here. You got to remember, it's already done 15x. You know, it was $1.24 and now it's $16. You know, 10-15x already. I mean, what's this besides nothing? Just because the number's high percentage-wise, I mean, it's going up in value. You know, we're also in GRT trade, also up massively. And on GRT, you can see I'm targeting this ABC retrace, coming out right at this macro support resistance level. Nice measured move also. And following the curvature of the wave trend, coming up, looking to keep continuing on. So here is our last high at about 2250. So we are looking to put in a higher high and make it all the way up to that 29.30 cent area is where I am targeting. Oh, let's see. Well, what would this be if we didn't take a look at Bitcoin? I've not taken a look at Bitcoin lately. I've been semi-ignoring it just because I know it is on a tear, and I allocated to everything else much heavier because I do think that we are in the more feverish part of the trend. We came up, we retraced, we went sideways, we went up. We went up with a little bit of fear, but we're getting that nice curvature in the price action that I've been talking about, that if we fall out of it, well, then we get a nice big fat correction. But if we can hold that curvature in this price action, I mean, when you zoom in, I mean, you can't miss it. It's as obvious as can be, especially going on smaller time frames. You know, we still got room to continue. You just follow this curve. I mean, really, that curve is coming out about right here. Price could pull back, bounce up and down, chop wildly. Everybody, oh, the top's in. And then hit the edge of that curve from down here, and boom, 48,000-50,000, which is the target that I have for Bitcoin. I'm just looking for reversal signals at macro levels. And what were they? We pulled a volume profile on this, which just do again quick right now, just on this upper price range. So our value, or our value area low was our point of resistance at about $32,000, which now that we've broke above it, 32,000 for me is the new 15,000. You know, this is the range low. The POC, the highest volume node, was about 39,000. So that's why we're looking for bearish signals at 39,000. And we did have a daily swing failure, and I did take a short trade off it, but we only seen a 3% drop, and price hit this curvature in this price action and bounced. Let's just zoom in here quick. I mean, you can see it plain as day. You know, it's curving to the upside. That's bullish. So it's like, you know, when we come up here and we put in this 39 or 38.5, I took a short off of this and was looking for price to come down here, possibly down here, but still acknowledging this curve. And when price came down and hit that, you know, bounced bullishly, that's until we fall out of this, that is bullish. And the next level past 39,000 that I would be targeting is 45,500. And I'll show you why in just a second. But ultimately, I'm targeting 50,000 for a rally high, and then I expect, you know, anywhere from a 15 to a 30% pullback, which is reasonable. I mean, the price is up massively, you know. So here's our POC. Well, here's our value area high coming out at about 50,000, you know. And if we grab our fib and go from our 69K high down to our 15K low, and then let's flip it over so the numbers are going up. We want to know how much of that bear trend has retraced. The 61.8 is 49,000. The 50% is the 42,690. So we are right now in the macro golden pocket. You know, this is reversal territory, but what I would like to see is a break of this high over here. And if we let's pop out to the monthly. Let's get rid of the fib here. Come on. Alright, let's get rid of this. We're going to snap our value area high there. There we go. Let's get rid of this. I just want to clean the chart up as much as possible. There we go. Alright. So, what do we have? We have an uptrend. Let's look at the monthly close price. Here's our uptrend. Let's copy and paste it for our parallel channel. You know, so I mean, for me, I'm looking for a price to hit the top of this channel and close. So if we go to candles, you know, we're looking at about the same thing. And so we got this 48 to 50,000 value area high. And then if we go back to the monthly close, we'll just go to the line tool. This monthly close here at the top of this swing. Let's grab that value, and I believe that is the 45,500 level that I am thinking has some significance. Yeah, it's 45,528. 45,528 is the monthly close. It's our next major resistance. You know, we're at this one right here, I suppose, but it's probably why we'll see a little pause. So that is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. I don't see no reason why we can't get up to this value area high at about 49,000, you know, $50,000. And I suspect that to be the value area, I suspect it to be the value area high. Well, it is the value area high, but I expect it to be the high of the sideways accumulation phase market. You know, so like here we had a nice big pump, then we had this nice bowl and a rip. You know, Coinbase only goes back so far, but I mean, you got a very easy way to think about it, and you'll see us on small time frames all the time for your swing and scalp trades. There's your downtrend. Here is your sideways trend. Here is your uptrend. Sideways trend, downtrend, sideways trend, uptrend, sideways trend, downtrend, sideways, up. Simple. You got accumulate, price rise, distribute, price drop, accumulate, you know, wash, rinse, and repeat. It's the same thing over and over and over again. It's just that what we want to see is, being we came down so far, is when we put in this rally high, which I think will come around, you know, 48, 50,000, we want to put in a higher low. Really, we don't even want to break structure. A break of structure will be to, where was our first pullback? It was right here, where we shorted this 32,000, where at this level, until we broke this, I mean, prices as low as $3,000 to $8,000 were totally possible and reasonable. And if we wanted to talk about it, I mean, there's always certainly the the possibility. I wouldn't bank on it, but you know, I mean, why not? I don't see any reason why not. I'm not shopping for it. You know, and that would be our last bull run high. Seems reasonable to me. You know, I mean, I'd like to stop at this 31,500. And if we didn't stop at that 31,500, well, then I'd be looking at the volume profile and from 32K down to 15K, value area high, POC, value area low. You know, those would be my significant levels along with these monthly or weekly closes. So Bitcoin, I mean, I'm still looking for this higher price. Locally, you know, being ripped, you probably pull back, might even be pretty violent, you know. But you know, when you're in the most feverish part of the uptrend, the best thing to do, in all seriousness, is just to take heed to the idea of just long and chill. So I mean, what we can do here is we got this nice big pump. You know, I mean, you could set a stop loss down here, but I understand that's a long ways away. That's too far to just lock in your profit, you know, but you don't really want to close either. Well, what you can do is, let's take the average range here. So let's just take this range right here. Take our rectangular tool. I'm on the hourly. We're just looking at the close prices. So, I mean, this here is about a half a range. This little one right here. This one right here is about 3/4 of a range. This one here is a full range. So we're looking for ones that are bigger than this. You know, we're not really finding them. Look at this range, same size. So, you know, this range right here is a little bit bigger. But you can see really it broke out of that range and then retested it and moved on. But it is a little bigger. And what I'm looking for, what I'm getting at here, is we can come up with just the average true range. How far does price, you know, typically move before it sees a reaction? So where could we set a stop loss? So let's say price comes up here and we get nervous. Well, we could take this right here and maybe we could even expand it a little bit. You know, so let's expand it by about a half. So we want to lock some profit in. We could take this right here. We could say, okay, I mean, I see two options for where can we set a stop loss for like a 50% close or something, just to make sure that some gains are locked in, but not closing them prematurely either, because really, I mean, until we actually break this trend, there's just no need to really close anything. So, you know, I would want price to stay above this, and if it breaks this, well, then I would be closing at least 50%. Within my stop loss, you know, it's definitely an entry at this point from way back there. Sure should be. And so you lock some of that profit in, but still hold part of it, expecting the fact that you could get some of these more violent moves. So I mean, I'm just looking at it, just wondering where could we even take a retrace from. And I would say that this feverish part of the uptrend started right here. So let's grab a retrace on that. Let's say that we're putting in a high already. We'll come back to this low where it broke out from, and we want the numbers going down. So here was our past ascending channel. We'll extend that out. So, you know, maybe price pulls back there. 40,000 psychological level. Sure could. It was kind of our resistance there for a while. $40,000, $39,000. I mean, 40K would be just the 61.8, because I mean we've ripped quite a ways here. What is our current high? Let's put in. We've gotten awfully close to 45,500 already. which is 44. Is that really the high? It looks higher than that. Yeah, it looks like it's at 45,000. The high is 45K, right to the penny. So that is getting extremely close. Yeah, somebody in our group mentioned that on Coinbase it had hit 45,000. They're correct, right to the penny, right there. Which is why you should join our free Discord. Links in the description. But hey, that's all I got for you. If you like this kind of TA, we're doing the same exact thing in our Discord channel every night around 8 p.m. We'd love to have you. There's a link in the description. There's no cost, and we're constantly talking about what we're trading. These videos are more of just a rough brush over, just to draw folks in and let them know what we're looking at. But hey, until next time, trade well.